Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the post 4th of July Monday Night Raw, coming to you tonight, July 6th. Ongoing coverage here on the Stevie Breach channels. We're watching Monday Night Raw. It's 6:05. We're an hour into the show. Honestly, nothing much has really happened tonight. Kane is on vacation over in Hawaii, so he's not going to be there. So we're still waiting for Big Brock Lesnar to make his appearance on Monday Night Raw. But we just had a match between Sheamus going up against Roman Reigns. Two big heavyweights going out there and really battling each other out. The match really was one of those big 80s style wrestling fights where both of these guys were giving it to each other. And I was really wondering what they were going to do to have a finish of this match. That Roman Reigns really isn't being protected right now. He's in that sort of state where it's like, we're going to be giving you something sooner than later. So basically, you're going to lose a lot of matches for us. So basically, by losing a lot, it sets up what's going to be happening for you in the future, because you're going to have a lot of people being able to say, hey, I beat you on Monday Night Raw one time. So I wouldn't have been surprised if Sheamus was able to get the win here. At the same time, Sheamus has the Money in the Bank briefcase, where basically at any time, if there's an injury or any time they write it in, Sheamus is going to be able to run down and cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. And the odds are really in his favor that he's really going to be able to do that anytime that they feel he needs to, with only Cena and Sandow as the only two guys not being able to cash in to become champion. So, I don't know. I thought this was going to be it. Turned out to be one of those matches where there wasn't a finish because of outside interference and just everything going down. Midway through the match, the Bray Wyatt music came on, and we saw Bray Wyatt creeping towards the ring with his big lantern. And Roman Reigns said, "I've had enough of this. It's been weeks of Roman tormenting Roman Reigns, saying basically anyone but you." So Roman just got out of the ring, ran all the way down the aisle, and Superman punched Bray Wyatt right into the face. When he punched him in the face, basically like a wig and the hat fell off, and we were able to sort of get the picture that it wasn't Bray Wyatt, but we never got to find out who it was that Bray sent out instead. You know that you're going to get your butts kicked, so why in the world would you ask for that job in the first place? But Bray Wyatt came up on the screen after the Wyatts thing flashed once again and basically said, his little promo that didn't really mean a whole lot of anything, and basically was saying, that anyone but him, and at Battleground they were going to have their match. And once again, Roman Reigns was able to sort of get one over on Roman Reigns. And at the same time, once the thing came off, the referee called for the bell, basically saying that it was a count out. Yes, Monday Night Raw has another count-out victory, 2 weeks in a row, I do believe, with Miz being counted out after his beatdown last week. From there, basically, Sheamus was out there posing with his Money in the Bank briefcase, and out of the back came Randy Orton, making his return to Monday Night Raw. I can't remember if he had 2 weeks or 3 weeks off, but it's widely reported that he did get engaged to be married again. He was on vacation in Bora Bora, and he makes his return, coming down to beating up Sheamus and leaving him laying out there, setting up their match for Battleground, Sheamus versus Randy Orton. I know people right now are contacting their local Ticketmaster agents, trying to book flights and buy tickets in order to see this match. Orton versus Sheamus is a match that I think we've seen almost 2,000 times. It's just one of those matches that anytime you put these guys together, nothing really good is ever going to come out of it. There's nothing that these guys are going to be able to show us that we've ever seen before. But Orton doesn't want to get left off another pay-per-view. Sheamus is Mr. Money in the Bank, so he's got to do something. So WWE, with their lack of heels and their lack of baby faces that they're able to put up against these main event talent guys, leaves us with this match yet once again. So we'll see what happens. Battleground, Sheamus versus Orton, set for 2001 match. Alright, here we go. We're all fired up for Monday Night Raw here. Basically, this is the third time trying to make this one. I'm too anxious. I'm too excited from watching this. We finally got to see Brock versus the Caddy. Earlier in the show, Triple H pulled Seth Rollins aside and basically said that because he was at the top of WWE. He was working for him. He needed to be the guy that was issuing challenges, and he needed to show the WWE that he was not scared of Brock Lesnar. Seth made his way out to the ring. Seth brought J&J security with him, and they both, I guess all three of them brought axe handles, and they called Brock Lesnar out to the ring. Brock, he's big and bad. I don't know. They had axe handles, but for some reason they didn't buy the actual axe head that goes on the top of them. But they were all juiced up. They were ready for a fight. They were calling Brock Lesnar Paul Heyman's bitch, basically saying that he needed to come on out there, and he took his goddamn time to get down to the ring. He got to the point where I didn't think Brock Lesnar was going to answer the challenge. Maybe Brock, much like he did with Shawn Michaels, instead of being, the hunted, he was going to make himself the hunter. I thought that he was going to attack, J&J Security and Rollins in the back and sort of show that he was the guy on top. Brock Lesnar, he's been in WWE for a few years now, being used as the heel all these times, with him being used as the babyface. They have to sort of put him in limited roles, because you can't have him be that big bad guy, because who's really going to feel sorry for Brock Lesnar when he's going into a fight, against Rollins and J&J Security? A guy of his side should be able to handle his own when he gets out there. But Brock comes down to the ring. He makes his way all the way. Looks like he's going to jump in there to fight him, and then backs off for the minute. And they're actually playing it up on commentary, like Brock Lesnar is actually scared to go into the ring and face these three guys. But once he reaches the top of the ramp, Paul Heyman comes rolling over one of the fire kits. He opens it up. Inside is an axe and some fire extinguishers. Brock takes the axe, and he takes a big chunk out of the $55,000 Cadillac that Seth Rollins gave to J&J Security. They were driving around Chicago, filming, vignettes. They were, driving it around, doing all the house show loops. They were actually portraying the angle of, doing, living the gimmick, I guess you can say. And Brock ended up, just taking chunks out of the Cadillac. Basically, he took the side of the axe and he put it right into the door panel. And after every few shots, he would look down at the ring at Rollins and J&J Security, just basically saying, "Are you coming or what?" He broke out the window. He broke out the trunk window. He even went as far as grabbing the back door, for the back seat, and just ripping it all the way off of the car. By the time it was done, Brock had taken the axe to the trunk. I was really surprised that WWE let him do this with an axe, seeing how I've seen it lots of times when you're chopping wood, the axe handle comes off at the top. I don't know how they made it sure that it was secured. Maybe they bought the most expensive axe on the market. But finally J&J Security had enough of Brock destroying their car, and they took the fight to him. And basically when they went for an attack, Brock locked onto the Kimura right on Jamie Noble's hand, just boom, broke the arm right there on the side of the car. And he took the fight, going down to Rollins, basically saying that he had evened it out. It was going to be one-on-one. Rollins did not want any part of Brock here tonight in Chicago, and basically hightailed it out of the arena. Brock was left to look like Godzilla, perching himself up on top of the Cadillac, with Paul Heyman looking at him like, "Oh, you are the shining lights here." So Brock got his hands on the Cadillac, and he put it down. And no more Cadillac, no more high-class living for J&J Security. Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the main event of tonight, the 6th of July's edition of Monday Night Raw. The main event, Cesaro versus John Cena, the United States Championship Open Challenge. The night came with John Cena making his way down to the ring. I just thought about this. This is probably the first Monday Night Raw that Cena's main evented in a good little while, since taking his backseat role after WrestleMania 31. But Cena came down. He basically said that he was going to have a fight against Owens come Battleground. But tonight, the United States Challenge, openly, is still going. From there, Kevin Owens came down answering the challenge of John Cena, basically saying that he is a prize fighter. He lost his NXT championship in Japan to Finn Balor at the Beast in the East show, and he was showing up on Monday Night Raw. He was ready to wait until Battleground, but he wanted to have a championship, and he wanted to have a fight tonight where he was going to take the title. So we got John Cena versus Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw tonight. But, before they could ring the bell, before they could make it official, Cesaro made his way out and basically said that Cesaro last week, was inches away from beating John Cena and taking the United States Championship after answering the open challenge. And if it wasn't for Kevin Owens, that he would have had the championship and he'd be the champion right now. I don't even really know how Kevin Owens got out of the ring and got it going, but the match starts and it's Cena going up against Cesaro. And off the top of my head, I think this is Cesaro's first main event on Monday Night Raw. If he's had other ones, they haven't been as memorable as this. And by the time this was over, this was a really, really good match. I mean, it was probably one that we're going to be talking about for a good little while. I know that Cena has had matches against these mid-card guys, whether if it's Dean Ambrose, Stardust, whether if it's Cesaro or anybody else that he's fought on these United States Open challenges. He always brings the best out of them, and he's almost able to show, what if Vince McMahon and Triple H promoted these guys to the main event, and this is what we're getting. Cesaro is a guy that honestly we've been rooting for to get to this point, for the longest time. I'm not sure what this means for Cesaro. He still came off as the heel to me, but I can see this as basically dreaming up a way for him to become babyface and finish off this run as what's going down. But, when it all came up, both of the guys took each other to the limits. Cesaro was going for some sort of a top rope move when he was countered by, John Cena hitting the attitude adjustment and getting the 1-2-3. He wasn't even able to, soak in his victory because at the point of getting his hand raised, he was attacked by Kevin Owens, bringing the fight to him. And, as Kevin Owens was setting him up, John Cena was able to muscle out of this, and he was able to hit the big and an attitude adjustment, leaving Owens laying and making himself look like Super Cena. The ratings have been down for Monday Night Raw for the past few weeks. Last week was one of the lowest that we've seen in the modern WWE Monday Night Raw era. So maybe this is Vince McMahon hitting the panic button, putting John Cena back into the main event. Because we all know that more than likely, especially with the way that tonight finished, with Owens running right into the attitude adjustment, that we're going to be getting to see, Kevin Owens is the United States champion on Monday Night Raw. I think that's what's going to be going down. Where John Cena goes from there, not quite sure, but they got to find a way to put him in there somewhere.